I need to add my Facebook to the live.
Is it on Facebook Live? Is that how I share it?
You can
I'm just
now.
like, I'm like, it's fine. It's like our fucking trillionth time doing
Here
this.
we go.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Oh, shush. Shush yo's.
What is up, Earthlings? Welcome back to Making and Marvs, two star-crossed lovers coming together for a conversation. It's been a couple of weeks, bro. Like,
It has.
why have you been avoiding me? That's what I want
Um,
to know.
I'm not the avoidant type. I'm more of the attachment type, actually. So,
Clingy AF.
yeah, I'm not clingy. I'm attached, you know?
No, that's good. I like it because that means you can't just wander away and be someone else's co-host instead.
It's true. Well,
We have a thing.
I am devoted. I'm loyal, dude. I'm a bull. That's what I'm about.
Are you a Taurus?
I am a Taurus, yeah.
Is that I don't
It's in the
even know anything
stars,
about
you
that.
know.
Is that a good
Oh, we're
thing?
loyal. Yeah, we're loyal and bullheaded. I think so. I think being loyal would be a good thing.
Let's look you. I mean, this was not planned. Uh, Taurus traits and matches. Let's see what you got, bro.
Let's do it.
Okay,
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
You're a Virgo. Okay, so if anyone's gonna
Yeah.
leave, it would be you, right?
Well, we have a proclivity, but let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Um, April 20th to May 20th is a Taurus.
I'm 22nd, April 22nd. I'm an Earth Day baby.
So you are just like a
Also,
fringer.
ooh, also I was did like a oh what was it? Yeah, trash baby as well. Uh when my parents so that's kind of cool,
Dude,
ironically.
this literally says a fixed earth sign known for loyalty, particularly, and a deep craving for stability. Ruled by Venus, they love sensory comforts and resist sudden changes. They are most compatible
Oh,
with the fellow earth and water signs who naturally match their needs. Top compatible matches Virgo and
Virgo.
Capricorn.
And here we are. Let's go.
It says the ultimate match. These signs share Taurus's work ethic. Yeah, clearly. Look how often we put on these shows. We'll get into that though. We'll get into that. We'll get
It'll
into
be
that.
fine.
So, all right. Why have we not been? Dang, dude. My phone and my watch are now updating at the same time, and like this is the worst possible time because I depend on them for information during this process.
It be
Um,
what it be. We'll roll through
dude,
it just like we do.
okay. So honestly, guys, I was in Florida, for like the last 2 weeks. My grandpa is on hospice care. He's still alive. Um, it's just not a good. It's not a good situation. There's a lot of infighting and anger, and I probably shouldn't be airing family business on here, but you know what? If they come and comment to me about it, it's just proof that they're watching, I guess. Otherwise, I'll just assume that they're not. So, yeah, I don't like any of that, and I'm not going to be specific about who or what, but man, it sucks
Families
to
are
see
hard, you know?
somebody.
Yeah.
It sucks to see somebody coming in and dealing with end of life. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times when you're dealing with people on hospice, their mind is gone, and it's just
Yeah.
like their body needs to catch up, and then that's it. But with my grandpa, his mind is like sound, and he's well aware of everything that's going on. So every, discouraging word that's said to one another, he understands. And I don't want that for him on his way out. So, as not fun as it was for me in Florida, sitting in a room without access to any of this, uh, especially my darling uh, Perfect Natch, Taurus, Teen Amazing. I just reflected on, this not being fun, but I had overwhelming sadness when we left. Just because I
Sorry.
kind of felt like things were not going to be good moving forward. And, well, confirmed, not great down there right now. So, fingers crossed for my grandpa.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, though, Tina. This is something that I didn't get a chance to tell you. I'm riding the car coming back from Florida.
Do you
My
drive?
friend Robert, yeah, who drove.
Yeah.
Always, I love to
Nice. That's a
drive.
nice long, pretty. Oh, me too. I love road trips. I love flying, but I love road trips too.
Um, yeah, flying. I'm a bigger gentleman.
A
So
j-
flying, yes, gentleman for sure. But that's not the part that you need. That's not the part that you need focus on when we're talking about why flying sucks for me.
I hear you.
Um, but I have restless leg syndrome. So like, just like sitting in the back of a car, like you don't have the freedom to move your legs in either direction or forward. It's just every hour is like a week.
Yep.
So
I
this
feel that.
particular thing that I'm going to bring up, my friend Bob calls me and he's like, "Bro, I want to go see Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder in Brazil, and I want you to go with me in November." And I was like,
Okay.
uh, wow, that sounds expensive. And then he tells me, he's pretty much got me covered. He just wants me to go with him.
That's what's up.
And
Okay.
so, how do you say no to that? I mean, Brazil. I
Yeah.
haven't even looked up how long of a flight it is. I'm not thinking about it right now. But that was a very needed, because I was coming home and I was like, man, I'm leaving behind a mess and I'm coming home to a mess. Where's the relief? And there it came. And Robert, I don't think that you might ever see this, but you're the best person in the world. Like, you're the best friend a person. You're the best man. He's a great business owner. His son's getting married on August 1st. His son actually left the seminary he met a girl while he was in training to become a father. Not a father like
That
like at the
that
church, in the church, right?
I I was gonna make. I'm glad that you made that joke before I did.
Yes. He met a girl to be. You're like, no, that doesn't make sense. But yes, and so they're getting married, and
I'm already on
he
it. I got it.
yeah. So I gotta go to that, and then last night my cousin calls me, or it's like 3 in the morning. He's like, "Are you awake?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Call me." So then he tells me that he's been talking to my daughter behind my back, and they are planning a trip to Seattle, and they want to take me to a Seahawks game week
Let's
4.
go.
And I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed by all these great things that are happening. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep my shit together and get all the ducks in order so that I can hang out with all these amazing people in these amazing places. So
I
that's
feel
what
that.
I've been up
That's
to.
I feel that. That's exciting. It's kind of interesting when like negative things happen. It just it's the balance. It's just how it works when
The
things just
Force.
go like that.
Are you
It's
talking the
the
Force again?
force. I think it might be. I think it might
All
be.
right. So speaking of the Force, you have it. I do not. But
I
you
do.
also were talking to me about a potential acting. Yeah, you didn't say I couldn't mention this, so I'm gonna mention it. We're gonna bring it up.
Yeah, go
Tell me,
for it.
tell me, tell me what you're
Um,
after.
Gosh, let's see. I'm not even, that's what's silly, just on that topic is that I'm not necessarily after anything. And I think about this sometimes and it's like, I'm not seeking out these roles or these opportunities necessarily. like it comes to you when it's supposed to happen, or if it, you know. But there's a few different horror flicks that actually I do have to do that audition tonight. If I do have to do that, I set my own deadline, so I have to do it. I'm very excited about that. But the roles that I'm looking at are kind of these like sarcastic, sort of snarky girls that are just like, uh, that just, which is very much in line with kind of who I am as a person. So I'm here for it. Kind of snarky, sarcastic, and just, yeah, just, um, so
I don't see that in the
I'm excited
Taurus.
about this. No,
I don't see that
no.
in the
We're
Taurus
not,
bio.
we're not, not bullheaded broads at all, for sure. But I'm very excited, and being on screen like terrifies me. Uh,
Really, you're on
like
screen right now,
yeah,
just so you know.
I know it terrifies me, but I enjoy it, and I think that life is like it's fun. It's scary, but it's fun. So I'm here for it. I love it.
So I
I've
noticed
got
that you have
that and a
even in
couple of other things, but
your lap,
I
and
do,
he
yes.
is not freaking out. He's not acting kitten like. I mean, other than sleeping, but did you wear him out? Is that what's going on?
You know, so right shortly before we hopped on this, they're 10 weeks old. So they're just
Yeah, I
they're this
mean,
big,
look at him.
they're this big. Um,
Look at him.
but
Oh my
so
god,
I've
I
started
want that.
introducing them to today, introduce them to upstairs with Buddy, the dog. And so it's just like checking out that dynamic. And everyone was super cool and super comfortable. But these little psychos will nap for, I don't know. So I'm kind of on the routine, but as they're getting bigger, it's changing a little bit. But they're very much like just on my lap all the time. I think I've got, yeah. And then there's that one. I don't know if you can see him or not.
Oh yeah. Do they have the
Yeah.
zoomies?
And there's Juno. So he's just chilling. Evan's kind of this, he's the bully. He's smaller, but Juno is he's a sweetie. But
Well, I look forward to watching them continue to grow on this
yeah,
program. And that's the only place that you're going to see it,
absolutely.
folks, right here
That's
or on
right.
her social media.
Mhm.
So
Hope you like. Hope you like.
follow, follow. I
Keep
want to
flipping.
make sure that everybody knows that this is might just be a conversation between the two of us, but the comment section is open, and we are very much we have a topic, but we always spend like the first half an hour just shooting the shat, if you know what I mean.
I'm still scared to press buttons because I feel like I messed it up. And they, like I said, they are techie and they'll jump around, so I'll do my best to keep them not on the laptop. Even though
You're
you're
making them
on my
sound like
lap right now.
gremlins.
They
You're making
are.
them sound like gremlins.
Dude, they are. They're very cute, but they're freaking crazy. They're keeping me on
Yeah,
my
you
toes,
fat
and I'm
lard,
I'm
come
here
get some
for it.
dinner.
I need it in my life.
Whoa.
They bring that kind of balance, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, and
Tina, eat. Eat the food.
eat the food, Tina.
God, fat lard, get some dinner.
Come get
Ugh,
some. Doesn't he say ham? I could swear he says ham at some. Come get some ham. Anywho,
maybe.
um,
I don't think so. Get your food.
well,
That was
it's been
one
a
of
while since
the
I've seen it.
like, oh, so there's like notifications. Oh, neat. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's on. Let's go. That's my sister. She's dope as hell. Let's go. What up,
Oh,
Boop?
so she definitely is gonna want to hear
She actually made
Michael
me the
Jackson.
coolest. She actually made me the coolest birthday video of it's Napoleon Dynamite and Talking Tina from like the Twilight Zone and looped it. That was like a decade ago, I think. think it was like a decade ago. But yeah, she made the coolest
He
thing for
says
me.
ham.
That's
Apparently,
my sister right there. He
he says
does.
ham.
Is it ham? Okay.
I mean,
We're
let's listen because this is the only one that I have.
Eat the food! Tina,
Let's
you
hear it.
fat lard, come get some dinner.
But I had to get that on here,
Of
right?
course.
You can't have a show with
That should be
all
that should
this.
be yeah, that should be a regular one for sure.
All right. So
It's
tell me about this
Noah.
birthday video. What was going on?
I'll have to, let's see, I'll send it to you because I actually, now that, since you were asking, let's see, since you were asking, Allie, since you're watching, could you just like send that to me right now? That would be very appreciative. Or I would be very appreciative of that.
Isn't it
I
weird
know
that
I
we're
could find it
live
in
right
like,
now and like
I know I could find it in like 2 seconds.
anyone could just drop in and be like, "This sucks,"
Probably.
and I'd be like,
People be peopling. But are they even woke though? You know? If it sucks to
you know,
them,
that's a
like,
great.
are they
Uh,
just asleep or like or what?
that is a great question, and one that we will. You
I'm
can see
full of
my.
it.
I mean, obviously, guys, if you saw the promotional for this episode, you know that we are asking the question, "Are you woke?" And
Oh,
we'll get there.
perfect birthday boogie right here, bro. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
The birthday boogie, apparently the
Yep,
peak of
right
it
as I
being
found it, she sent it to me. I love that. I love that
sweet.
shit. Oh, I love
What's your
it
sister's
when
name?
her name's Allie. She's
Allie
awesome.
Amazing. Doesn't sound the same.
No, though she is amazing. Well, I'm gonna send it to you. Pew, pew, pew.
Boy, if my brother would ever show up to this, I would probably pass out.
There we go. So she
Oh, that
made.
was you
So
saying.
I'm sure. Yep. Yep. We both found it at the same time. Allie, I love you. But yeah, she made that for me for my birthday, and I'm like, dude, she loves me. I love her too.
Older, younger
Incredible.
sister,
Younger.
and what's her star sign? Space stuff.
What's her star sign? What are you, September? I don't know. Not the same.
Oh,
Not
we
the same as
doxed
mine.
her.
She's so pretty. I love her. Oh my gosh. What just I love her so much. She's my
It's
youngest. I have 2 younger sisters. She's my youngest.
she's a Virgo.
She's a oh, here we go.
What's her birthday? What's your birthday?
Allie, what's your birthday? She's gonna be like,
I mean, we're fully gonna dox you here. We'll get to Social Security in just a
we're
moment.
in it now. Where's my
I'm
birthday
September.
cake?
The reason I'm asking is I'm September 17, so that's why I'm asking. But and now we're just
I
waiting
love it.
and
She's
waiting and waiting. Maybe
I
she's just
love
telling
it.
us she's a virgin. I don't.
She's ver
I'm a Virg.
ver.
All right, Tina. Well, what do you say we jump into the topic of the day?
The what is woke?
You ruined it.
Did
You
I?
can't ruin it. No, there's no way to ruin it.
The what? Okay, quick question. Well, regular amount of question, but what? Okay, so what do you call? It's like a license plate, like border. Mine says that I'd rather be sleeping. I think it's funny because a lot of people will put theirs that it's like I'd rather be hiking or I'd rather be running. And I like sleeping a lot. I enjoy my dreams. I do a lot of running around in there anyway. So
Well, you're just an example for your cats. Whoopsh, whoopsh. In case you guys don't know what that is, that's a paddle that you beat people
it's
with.
not the marble game.
It's the paddle that you beat people with.
It could be, but
All right. So you brought it up. It's July 2nd. It's show number 4. We were going to do what is socialism part 2. But dude, honestly, let's talk about the online response to that episode. Holy shit, dude.
I'm here for it. Yeah, everyone was
Uh
just was just going.
all right, I just want to say this starting out. Everything that we say on here is an opinion or a belief that we hold ourselves. We're not making it apply to anybody else, even though we might like it to. But I also want to say this. In the particular conversation I'm talking about, the argument was what makes my beliefs more important than somebody else's beliefs. And my answer always was nothing. And then it was brought up that I was putting my beliefs ahead of religious beliefs. And that's simply not true. My beliefs are based on the Constitution, and the Constitution is what has blocked the religious people from partaking in policy. The separation of church and state is very clear in the Bill of Rights under the Constitution of the United States. So it ain't me blocking the religious people from having a say in policy. It's the Constitution. So if you want to try and pin that on me, I'm just following the laws of the land that were established hundreds of years ago. It has nothing to do with me trying to persecute religious people. I love religious people. I just, based on the Constitution, don't believe that they have a right to make their religion policy on the rest of us. For all the reasons I explained. You guys can go check it out in the Loch 22 comments. It went on far too long, and I made the point over and over again, ad nauseum, I believe that's called. And yeah, so we're going to move on to this topic, and hopefully we don't have some kind of like catch-22 where someone is trying to catch us in a weird spot and put something on us that we're not saying. Right? Tina, are you woke?
That's fine. They can't keep up. I don't. What is woke? I don't know.
Well, I thought you'd never
just-
ask.
That just kind of started as like you're woke, or are you a sheep? Are you asleep?
It didn't kind of start. I'll tell you the basis. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Linguistically, woke is the past tense of the verb wake, obviously. Slang-wise, it describes being alert to racial and social injustice. However, the terms evolved into a highly polarizing cultural label. The original meaning was tied to awareness. It was originally rooted in African American vernacular English. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's AAVE. Woke or stay woke, which was meant to be alert to systematic racism, prejudice, and social inequities. For decades, it was used as a badge of awareness within marginalized communities. And the phrase gained massive mainstream popularity around 2014 when the Black Lives Matter movement to encourage vigilance against police brutality and systematic discrimination.
Right.
All things which can be debated. Do those things really exist? I'm not here for that. I definitely have my opinions on that, and we can certainly talk about it if it comes up. But the modern meaning is pejorative, and it's the reason I have the background that I have, which is I don't know if you can see it, but let's take a quick look.
I can see it. It is the correct
Meaning.
It is the correct one. I can read it.
Meaning versus misuse is the point that I want. And
Gotcha.
I'll let you go here in just a moment. But the modern political meaning, over time, this term was heavily adopted and eventually weaponized in mainstream political discourse. Today, woke is frequently used by political conservatives and critics as a pejorative term. In this context, it generally mocks progressive policies or activism. It's used to criticize what they perceive as an excessive political correctness in identity politics or overemphasis on social justice in schools, corporations, and government. Because the term has been co-opted by both sides, its usage depends heavily on your intent and the content with you use it. So that wasn't exactly a short answer to your question, but I covered
That's
it all.
okay. I didn't need a short one. It's okay.
I covered it all. And, a lot of time, I'll be honest with you, I had another background prepared for this, and it was this one. And it says woke, and it says persons who are not an asshole. Right? So I guess what I'm telling you,
Cool.
I guess what I'm telling you, Ms. Mazing, is that I am, in fact, what you would call woke. And I'm totally fine with it, even if someone wants to use it as a negative talking point against me.
Okay.
I just don't see how they make it stand up. We can talk about the first one that came up, and that would be Black Lives Matter. Well, I'll be honest with you. When I heard the term, the first thing I thought was all lives matter. What are we doing?
Sure.
But that's completely point adjacent. Of course, all lives matter. I don't think anybody would say that that's not true. But when you think about it in the context of who they need this movement to focus on, it would be the people that are being beaten by cops because they have a darker skin tone. That's where this all started. Colin Kaepernick, do you remember this whole thing?
Yep.
He began kneeling. He began kneeling at the football games, and people were beside themselves. And I hated it. I think it's disrespectful as fuck. But you know what? Here's the deal. People that were really, really, really offended by this, they would say, well, why didn't you just hold a press conference after the game and talk about police brutality that in a respectful manner? Because we've been fucking doing that for decades and nothing changes. So what do? What do? Because if he holds a press conference, only the people that care about police brutality are going to watch it or give any credit to it whatsoever. The people that are already know are not the problem. So what he did was said, well, how can I make sure that everybody has to engage with my problem?
Sometimes when you take a stand, you take a kneel,
My God. So what he did was brilliant, because he took the people that were already allies and he probably enraged a lot of them. I was one of them, but I understood it. So I was not upset with him. But then he forced the people that turn their back always on situations like this, because it doesn't affect them. It forced them to have an opinion. And that's when we saw the ugliness in this world to me. Like, was it super disrespectful? Absolutely. But did it make everybody engage, and not just the people that were already on his side? Yeah, it forced everybody to have an opinion on it. And to me, he may be a douche, but that was a brilliant move. And, well, look what it cost him his career. Basically, he's been out of football since then and never got another chance. So
was he a Chiefs? He was a Chiefs person, right?
He was 49ers, whom I hate.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
as Seahawks fans,
The
we hate them. We hate the Niners, right?
we hate the
But
okay. Okay. Because
I
I'm
was
a Seahawks
totally,
fan now, or have been for a couple years. But okay, so we hate them. Got it.
well, you can hate whoever you want, but yes, they are a division
I don't
rival.
want to hate anybody, but
Yeah.
I just like the Seahawks.
But yeah, if you guys, I mean, comment on this, guys. If you all lived through this, and if you were upset by Colin Kaepernick kneeling and you remained that way, tell me why. What about what I just explained to you isn't the most selfish thing on the planet? If you were more upset about a man kneeling because he didn't believe that the anthem supported what he is to this country, if that hurt you more than black people getting beaten by cops, fuck you. Like, explain to me how you landed there and why
Hmm.
this wasn't upsetting to you. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to, I'm throwing logic at you. Like, if you're a good person, you don't want black people to be beaten by cops, by racist cops. It's a
Yeah.
problem in this country. It's a major problem in this country. And cops in general are not bad people. I'm not trying to say any of that, but there are a number of them who are racist and will beat on somebody because they have that feeling of power, and they took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and a lot of times they won't even back your rights there. As the conversation we had about going into the post office and filming, they'll come in and they'll say, well, that
Right.
person's feelings are hurt. Who cares? You're not the feelings
Right.
police. You're the police. You're the law. You enforce law, not feelings. So
It's interesting that you say the feelings police because I know a lot of people talk about how police should be better or have been slash should be better trained on like mental health situations because a lot of times when things like that do happen that do and can result in horrible things is like why aren't you trained on this? It's like they're not, or they are but they aren't. So it's interesting that you say the feelings police because like they don't
absolutely. And again,
always
I don't
necessarily
want
care
to.
about your feelings. They are enforcing the law, and the law is facts on facts on facts. But when a lot of these different kinds of things, like I don't know, domestic violence, for instance, um, can be a part of that, and then you got to like bring in another team of people. Like I don't know, it's just interesting to me. But
Yeah, and I
anyway,
mean we've
go
talked on
on.
here about defunding the police and how neither one of us really believe that's the answer. We actually believe that the police need more training. I mean, that's what we're saying here essentially
Hmm.
is when you don't know what you're doing when it comes to the law, when you show up to these situations, um, there's two ways to go about it. Well, there's three ways. There's the law, and disregarding your feelings, you keep to the oath that you took to the Constitution. That's the first thing. That's good cops. But one bad cop makes all the cops look bad. You know, you've heard the term "one bad apple
It
spoils the
can.
bunch," right?
It can. It doesn't fall
It
far,
can.
you know.
But that's the thing. When I go on these tirades about what's happening, I'm not trying to tell anybody here that the police are bad. There are bad police, and I hold this. I'll give you another example, Tina. Since we're talking woke, we would not be able to have the woke conversation without bringing up trans people. Now, a lot of people say, you know, why do you care so much about this? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care at all about it. It does not affect my life ever, and it may never. But here's the thing, when I see people that are just trying to be people, be themselves, and other people have a problem with that to the point where even though it will never affect them, they try to dictate what that person can and cannot do.
Hmm.
It puts me in a position where I cannot stay silent about it, and I will not stay silent about it. it forces my hand to overly defend sometimes things that I maybe think are weird. I just understand it. Like, it might be weird to me and it might be gross to me or it might be whatever, but it's your right to do it. If someone's trying to take that from you, I'm going to compare this. Just because one cop does this, not all cops do. This is my standard for everything, right? So with trans people, the main argument, and I had this argument with someone today, and she said to me, I don't have any problem with gay or trans people, but, and I said, well, what about if a trans man uses the same restroom? No, I have a problem with that. Then you do have a problem with gay and trans people, or at least trans people. And I said, why is that?
I'm listening.
What do you think the answer was? Why would they be not for that?
Okay, so that ties into exactly, it's like, do you have a problem with that, or do you have a problem with people in general? Like,
oh my God, I'm hugging you right now. And here, that's the right answer, dude. The answer is, it's not trans people that are creepy in the bathroom. It's creepy people that are creepy.
and yeah, and trans people, like, they're not like, it's not creepy. It's just something that you're not used to, because it's like always been like, you've got the women's, you've got the men's, and just to have that, what, a third option is just like wild, or just to have that intertwine is crazy. It's like, maybe you just not have creepy people in general would be cool. But trans are not creepy. They are who they are, and they're humans. Um, but they're like obviously, and just
Like the
trying to
anti-trans community.
like everybody poops, dude. Everybody's got to go, but it's not against anybody, like, at all. So that's what's always like weirded me out about that, is when people are like, oh, it's trans, da, da, da. And I'm like, what the fuck is it, or sorry, what the frick is it your business about what their business is? We're just trying to, like, people are just trying to
I love
do
this
their
comment.
thing. Yes, Izzy, hi. Okay, to be fair, you are creepy in the best way. I love you so much.
I love this comment. I'm gonna
Not
leave it up for
creepy
a
and
minute.
bad creepy, though. I love you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Tina.
Let's go stir up some shit, my babe. Let's freaking go.
The anti-trans community has taken that and sexualized it.
Right.
So it's not about a trans woman going to the bathroom. It's about her trying to creep on them. And I'm like,
That's
you
so
realize
weird.
90%
That's so
they're
weird.
not doing that. I mean, that's, I don't want to say it's not happening, because it probably has certainly happened where, a man will dress up as a woman to go into the women's room to creep, but that's not a trans person. That's a creep.
Right. There's a yes.
Like,
God damn it, Izzy. I got your comment here. I'm just like, but there is a difference, but like, creeps be creeps, and also I don't know. I fucking love you so. You freaking go, girl. Oh my God, I love you so much. There's a difference between like the creeps like that over sexualize, and just, or not even over sexualize, but sexualize in general, and make that a thing where it's like, I don't know, that we talked about last time, where it's just, if this is who you are, this is who you are, and that doesn't necessarily like make you a creep. I mean, Izzy is just spot on creep, but not the creepy kind, like, she be she. And I love that. But some people can't separate any of that, or understand that that's like the I don't know. It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
it
just
is
let people be people.
it's a
Or
phenomenon
we're
that I
live
will
now. Oh
never
my
fully
God.
understand, because I mean, I just don't have, I'll never fully understand it because I'm not living in that life. But what I can
Just don't
do
mess with people. Just
is
don't mess with people.
everything I
Just be
can
nice. Mostly.
to
Most of the time, just be
understand
mean to 'em.
that most people just want to live, they just want to live. And people that are trying to roadblock that or make it about sexuality. Like, here's the thing too. There's a couple
Yeah.
points I want to make. The trans community is not going away, and everybody's like, well, it's becoming a pandemic. I'm like, dude, 30 years ago, most people that were gay were like
Okay,
not able to
let's
say they were
go.
gay. And there was like, what, 5 billion people on the planet? Now there's 8.5. It's like
We're up to 8.5
the
now.
population. Yeah, the population's growing. And
I don't
as
want to
things
toss on the world
become more,
meter.
yeah, this is the absolute truth. They've been here forever, but they've been suppressed more so than they are now, to the point where they couldn't come out. And as the population has almost doubled in the last 40 years, there's going to be double or more. It's just a fact of life. And as things become, and maybe that's the problem that people have, is
fine.
becoming
That's
any bit,
you're hell right.
becoming any bit of accepting towards it is problematic for people. But they're not going away. And in 100 years, I hope this isn't even an issue anymore. I hope people they get it.
I don't know what people's real problem. Because I think we kind of talked about that a little bit too. Is like, just because you don't just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that it's not correct or not right or whatever. And that's on them. And really, what that is too is an opportunity to learn more and look like within and think about like who you are as a person. And it's like, is it really again, it's the women's and it's the men's. It's like, you're that basic. It's just the same thing as like a blue or a red. It's like, there's a lot of different colors out here, this just that, and that's what that is. And just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's incorrect or wrong or anything like that. I wish more people would be more open to that and down to like actually learn. And really it's just more telling about themselves and how limited like their brains
I think a lot of it is selfishness. And I'll go back to the Black Lives Matter thing for a second.
I got you.
When you heard Black Lives Matter,
yeah,
and you thought all lives matter, it's just a selfish perspective, because you feel like you need to be included in whatever movement is going on. And if you're not Black, you really can't be included in that movement. You can support it, and you should, but you can't try and justify and add yourself into it by saying, oh, all lives matter. Because that's just selfish.
Duh.
It's selfish.
That's a part of it, is it's just a duh thing. It's like, of course all lives matter. Of course blue lives matter. Of course, of course. And but the point of it was what was happening at that point in time, and to be like, yo, we need to shine a light on this because this is an issue. Like,
exactly.
As like a white, like friggin' tall, like cute chick, I guess. Like, I've got my own issues, but I'm not gonna go over here, see Black Lives Matter and go, oh well, mine does too. Like, well, like duh. And
like, can you imagine walking up to somebody and
have
go,
to like make it about themselves, like that is just crazy. It's like
right? Can you imagine Tina walking up to
like,
somebody
like right there and just like that big? Like, that's crazy to me.
Can you imagine walking up to somebody with a Black Lives Matter sign and saying, all lives matter, my life is just as important as yours? Can you, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why woke is good, because you're not awake to that. You don't understand the point of the message. They're not at all saying that their lives are more important. They're saying this is who needs to be helped. And like, it's
right.
Here's the thing.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. If we're walking down the road, on the side of the road, and you fall down and you're dying, you're just having a heart attack in the middle of the road, and I'm fine. And a car comes by and passes, and I'm like, hey, hey, hey. And they stop, and I go, can you help me? My friend's dying. They're like, yeah, I'm a CMT. I can absolutely help you. Oh, great. My friend's dying. And then they just go, well, all people die. Yeah, but my friend's dying right now. This person's dying right now. Yeah, but all people die. So what makes her so important?
It's like
She's dying right now. Like, that's the greatest thing that I could ever do to try and wake somebody up from that situation. Like, black people were the ones that were being harmed by police right now. So it's not about your life. It's not about everybody dies. It's Tina's dying right now. And if you don't help her, she's going to die.
I think that people want to politicize these things a lot and want to like it's so weird to me. With just specifically with that, it's like, well, everybody dies, or if you see like Omaha Scanner, for instance, and just all of these comments off, it's like, do you like? I know some of you guys just do this just to keyboard warrior, whatever, but like, are like we're not. That's not like a woke like section of comments. Is your world really that small? And what is it about the like things that are maybe different to you that is it actually that threatening? And also like I'd like to know why you think that. Also, just to like hear it. Also, I think, oh my God. Also,
Comment.
like you're incorrect. Let's go.
I honestly
What we
don't ever
got?
see it. I mean, I hope we have opposition sometimes in the comments. Because I genuinely,
Oh my
I'm not
gosh, yes,
here yelling at
exactly.
people.
Those people are gross. Isn't that so weird?
I'm not coming here yelling. I'm giving you genuine, logical
So
points about
silly.
why
Silly is an
you would feel,
understatement.
and I need you to explain how that doesn't apply
Hi,
to you
good
also.
morning.
So, other woke subjects.
There's so
A lot
many
of them are.
there's so many woke things. Let's go.
There are. I'm going to see if I can find.
It's just,
All right.
I don't know. It baffles me. And having conversation or attempting to have conversations with people who are just that much in their like is wild.
Here's a good one.
It's
Are
not even
you
wild
familiar
because
with?
it's that
Are
boring.
you familiar with DEI?
No.
All right. So
Maybe,
DEI
probably.
stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it's corporate and
Okay, yeah.
educational
Yes.
initiatives
Okay,
that are
yes.
designed to make sure that representation
Acronyms, let's go.
is equitable across all genders and races. So the logical part of this, and Charlie Kirk drove me nuts with this because he would go out and he said on his show, he said he boarded a plane once and the pilot was black and he wondered if he was going to make it to his destination. That's fucking racist, dude. But he's like, no, it's not racist because DEI. He's like, they're more worried about hiring black people than they are about making sure that they can do the job. And I'm like, do you really think an airline? This is where he's so ignorant. And I'm making the logical plea to anybody that agrees with Charlie Kirk on this or DEI in general. I hate that it has to exist, but there is a systemic racism that exists in this country. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
People were slaves. People were slaves here. In the last 200 years, they were slaves here in this country.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that this country was built.
We're just a baby country. Like we gotta keep moving forward and be better. Come on, you guys.
So here's the logic. The logic is, I own a company. Tina, you own a company. All right. And you're like, I want the best of the best. Right. So you open up your job market to anybody that can apply. Well, the whole idea of DEI is to put people that are not necessarily ever going to get a chance to even see a job like this to be able to apply. They're not saying that you have to fill a quota. They're not saying anything. They're just giving the people the same opportunity. It's still up to you as the employer to make sure that whoever you hire isn't just because they're black or a woman. It's because they are qualified to do the job. And
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but if I'm a
I
business
feel you
owner,
on that. I feel
I'm
you
not
on that.
hiring a
As
piece of shit just because they're a woman. I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
I'm not hiring a piece of shit just because they're black. Like if you need to fly a plane, I need the best. I need your credentials to show that you've went through the schooling and you know how to fly and land a plane. That's what I want.
Right.
So please tell me, you DEI haters, where is your logic that just says they're just hiring people because they're a certain color? That's just ignorant right-wing propaganda that has been pushed down your throat to fearmonger you into making choices that otherwise good people would not make.
Oh, but they wouldn't want us to, attack their agenda. I can't believe I can't, or well, I can't believe I know that comment, but it was like, quit
Believe it.
it from the last one. It was like, stop pushing your agenda on us. It's like, dude, there is no agenda. It's just being just people. That's it. If you're qualified, you're qualified. But like you said, with the racism, everything that's been going on. It's like, yeah, we want to ensure that people have the same opportunities to be able to hop on to those jobs. And if you're qualified, then yeah, but a lot of people haven't been able to do that because of their race or their, sex or gender specifications or because of whatever country they or just whatever. And it's like, if you're qualified, let's go. That should be
Right.
all that it is. I just don't understand.
100%.
I just don't understand.
100%
Hi.
agree.
Hi. I'm just
So yeah, F you, Charlie Kirk.
yeah.
Turns out you didn't need to
Well,
fly on a plane to die young. You just had to be
mm,
a bigot in
how old
Utah.
was he? Can you look back? I could look it up, but
I want to say he was 32, but
32. Okay.
I'm just
Not so
guessing.
not the 27 club or whatever then, huh? Which
Oh,
I don't want to wish anybody any kind of anything like that, but um yeah, Erica, she's wild. Oh my God.
yeah, that chick is.
She's not woke. She's just wild. Like, I don't
She's.
even.
I honestly
I
don't know what
think
to
we
think
could
about.
we could talk about that on a whole
We may do a
whatever.
conspiracy theory show where
I
we
think we could talk about that on a whole
deep dive,
different
because
line.
that's one thing I'm just not sure of. I'm just not sure.
I'm not sure of anything, but man, whatever happened to the baby, dude? I thought she was. Anyway, um, no, yeah,
Did I ever tell you?
we could definitely do a conspiracy one for sure.
Do you know what the Rooney Rule is? Did I ever tell you about the
Mm,
Rooney Rule?
no, what's the Rooney Rule?
The Rooney Rule is an NFL rule, and it's actually in the NFL handbook that when there is an opening for a head coaching position in the NFL, the team's general manager must interview a minority candidate before they hire their head coach.
Wait, hold on. Before they hire their head coach?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I'll say it again just so we can let it sink into everybody.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need that too.
They must interview a minority candidate before they decide on a new head coach. So,
Oh, okay. All
I'll,
right, all right.
I'll help break down what
I'm
that
sunk.
means.
I'm sunk in now. That's
That
wild.
means that you're either somebody that they're interested in, or you're just fulfilling.
You're just filling and that is still systematic
And I'm thinking, I
racism.
understand what you're trying to do, and I appreciate that. And I'm sure that there's a mixed bag of people that agree with and disagree with it. I'm not necessarily in disagreement with it, but I do think it's rather offensive because if you're a minority candidate going in for the job, you're automatically thinking, am I just fulfilling this quota,
Yeah,
or am I a
that
real
would
candidate?
just, yeah, that's just awful. And it's like, just, it really is just a numbers game in that aspect sometimes. And
Well,
that's
this
awful.
this
As
is
a
like where
I like,
woke.
just as a per, that would just be the worst thing to have to think and feel,
This is where
like,
woke
ever.
becomes a little bit of a problem, because I appreciate that what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it
Sure.
an even playing field,
Righty?
but and a lot of people think that's what DEI does. But what DEI does, it just introduces more people that wouldn't have access to this job. It allows them to apply for it. That's all it
Hmm.
is.
That's,
It's just showing people that otherwise would not have access to something that white people have.
hmm.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And people have such a problem with this. I get it. If you're sitting there going, well, out of
Hmm.
100 people, you have to hire 50 black people, and 50 of them have to be women, and 50 of them are white. That's terrible. That's awful. I would never want to live in that country.
Right. And yet
But if
here
you're
we are.
saying I'm going to give access to this job that you're offering that normally just men would see, I'm going to make sure that women see it. I want to make sure that African Americans see it, Indians, immigrants. I want to make sure that you're getting everybody that possibly could qualify for this job to interview so that you can make the best decision. It doesn't have to be a woman, it doesn't have to be a black person, but if it is, they're qualified, hire them. That's
Right.
all DEI is, and people just flip out because they think it's about quotas. And you know why? It's the red machine
Of
that keeps
course it's about
pushing
quotas.
these
It's
lies
always
and
about
hatred.
quotas. Hmm.
They push lies and hatred and fear. Like Donald Trump said today, he was talking to, I don't know if it was today, but I saw the clip today. He was talking to Christians, and he was like, the socialist Democrats want to kill you. He's No sitting president has ever said, ever in the history of maybe even the world, that the opposite party wants
This
to
is so,
kill them.
this is so silly.
Certainly not in modern
Silly.
history.
That's also an understatement.
And
My
he was like,
goodness.
they want to take away your churches. They want to end your right to have religion. Like, no, none of that is true. It is all designed for those Christians to hear it from somebody that they trust, which I don't know how in the
I
hell
don't know
anyone
why.
could trust Donald Trump
Don't
for a
understand.
second. I, from someone they trust to now hate.
I tried to listen, and I'm like, it's not clocking, you guys. Standing on business. I'm at the booth. No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
You're gonna have to explain this one.
I used to raise the morning flag at school. I did, yeah. At our private school, Wells, WELS, Wells School, elementary. It was like, I think, well, Allie she got out like, I think sixth, she got out like sixth grade, but it was like preschool slash kindergarten up until eighth grade was the private Wells Evangelical school. But yeah, I used to raise the flag sometimes. That's really silly
Nice.
that actually that they wouldn't let the like younger kids do that. That's silly. That should have been just like everybody. Like everybody should be able to do that.
Was there a certain significance to it?
Just like America.
Well, the reason I ask is because, like, like communion, like the kids don't take it because they can't understand what it's all
Hmm.
about.
Let me think.
Is
I'm
it like
thinking
that
back
that
on
kind
it.
of symbolic thing?
I'm thinking back on it.
And why'd they
To
pick you
my
anyway?
to my knowledge, I don't know, because there were only a limited amount of kids to have do it.
Someone's got to do it.
It was like, dude, it was seriously just me, two other chicks in my grade, and then two guys. That was it in my actual grade, growing up the entire time. And there are a few that were in and out from that school, but that was the consistent group, was 3 chicks, 2 dudes. That was it. So
So
yeah,
hold
there's
on.
it was very limited.
You had a smaller class than I did.
What size was your class?
I mean, I went to a school once I got to high school because I moved around and around and around until I got to high school.
Yeah.
K through 12, 140.
Okay. Wow.
So I had 13 people in my graduating class.
That's like so that's like so many.
What? Shut up. So how many? No, how many were in your graduating class?
So I did a K through 8. Um so I graduated from there, and then I went to public school. And my graduating class, I do I didn't even like I graduated. I don't even know how to explain that story. I went to alternative school when I was a senior while also taking college courses. So I graduated in 2008. There were to answer your question, like 600-ish. Um, but was like a semester ahead of everybody in college, and then just it was like a few
All
months
right.
after. And the person there was like, you can't. So I was like, I'm here to pick up my diploma. Like, I finally did it. And she was like, no, because it has the wrong date on it and you weren't there. And I was like, I worked really
What?
hard to be here. And so I ultimately did get it, but it was like a whole thing. So my graduation date is incorrect on my diploma. For the record, don't care. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to go through it because it looked like really boring. All I had to do was like walk in the office and like fight with the admin lady and then take a picture with one of my best friends and then go home and go swim in a pool. So it was fine. And be a
Well,
semester ahead of everybody. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You guys,
you were
you
right.
guys, you guys, you guys did it weird. I don't know. You did it the regular way, which is fine. Which is fine. But I like my story for that aspect. I think it's silly.
Well, I'll tell you this. Uh, Usually, when you tell people that you were the homecoming king and the prom king your senior year, they're like, "Oh, that's so dope, dude! How the hell did you do that? You must have been awesome." No, I there was 13 people in my class.
Hey,
There
that
was
doesn't mean that you weren't. Okay,
that was
let's
there was
clear
50 people in my high
let's
school.
clarify that.
There was 50 kids in my high school, so one of them had to win, and well,
What up?
dope. I will say,
I love that for you.
I do too. It's a thing that I often think of, and I was the lead role in the play like 3 years,
Ooh,
and it was
what
like
plays?
we did one called Toga Toga Toga, where I played a character named George Brewster the Third, and it was a high school fraternity. Like it was like high school guys living in a fraternity house, and I was the ringmaster of the house.
Ringmaster of the
Um,
house. Oh my
there
goodness.
was one called uh, Charlie's Aunt, which was a murder mystery, Agatha Christie style, and I played Charlie.
Let's go.
And basically, it was about um, you know young men in Britain trying to court young women and how they had to have oftentimes a what do you call it? Somebody that babysits them.
A
There's a term for
babysitter?
it. Chaperone, I believe.
Ah, chaperone.
And
Okay.
we made up my character was Charlie, and we made up my aunt who was coming to visit so that we could entertain these young women. Well, we had another guy that lived in the house dress up in drag to play my aunt. so that, you know, we could pull one over on the administration. Like we had a chaperone, but it was really my, you know, one of the other guys in the house just dressed up as a woman.
I love that.
Hilarious. And then we did Aaron Slick from Pumpkin Crick. That was my first public singing that I ever did, ever.
Ooh, you're a singer too? I did not know that.
Dude, I'm gonna hook you up with my music once we're done here, because
Yeah, let's go.
I think you'll be like, "What? Nuh-uh." That's what most people do. They look at me and they're like, "All right, it's gonna be like about trucks and stuff." I'm like, "No,
No.
it's more heartfelt than that." But anyway, yeah, dude. So I think like if I would have went to a huge school, I may have gotten one of those opportunities, but all of them, no way. There's no way. So I look back fondly, and when we got, you know, I'm like I said, I moved around all my youth, and once we got to Klickitat, which is in Washington State, I said, if you guys move, I'm not going. I want to be here for the rest of my school. And I got there in 8th grade. So like honestly, right before high school started, I met all the people going into high school, and we all went in to high school together. But I got there like the last trimester of 8th grade. And I made my friends from there into the summer, and then we didn't really part ways until we graduated in 97. So yeah. Small schools are rad, dude. I can't imagine private school. That must have been crazy.
It was what it was. That was what it was.
Would you trade it now?
I actually think that I think, I mean, it was what it was for sure, and I am who I am, and a lot of that is because of that. I was always kind of informed that being in like if I were to be, or if anyone is a public school kid, that you're like a heathen, and that, you know, you're not, which is so telling about how actually uneducated those people and those kids were, and probably still are, about the school system in itself, and how like devoted they were to religion. And that was the whole point of being in that school in the first place, was to like have a good foundation. Though I'm sure in some kind of different timeline, I, or whatever. Yeah, it's like I wonder what it would have been like if I was a public school kid, because I also know that I feel like that came out weird, but whatever, it's probably because I'm a private school kid. Uh, but I think that a lot of my like social skills would be different. The way that I handle like groups or just different experiences would be different, as compared to being what I think now, having been years and years and years out of that, is that I was very sheltered. It was very like this is what we're this is what we are, this is what we're doing. Um so I think that having that experience as a kid growing up would have been different, and would have helped me develop differently, and I think better, just in general, in a lot of different aspects, as far as being around people and activities and things like that. Because sometimes it's like, oh, it's not just like, I don't know, a group of, I mean, and I do get anxiety about like even just small groups, but no freaking wonder. It was what it was. But yeah, I think it would have been different. I would not, let me just put it this way. If I ever had a kid, I would not put it in private school. With that small amount of children in it. I would not do that.
All right. So as a public school kid, I can tell you that what we heard about the private school, Christian Catholic school girls, whereas they were the ones that would do all the crazy shit. That's what we heard. So
Well,
I never walked down that road personally, but that's definitely a thing that was always said around we were. So let's take this time to show off our cool thing that you might be able to our sponsor, first and foremost. Is this a melt in your mouth, not in your hand situation? Perhaps.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
It's definitely a sticker that will be available to the public at some point. Along with this, this is our logo. In the crosshairs, we never really even talk about that very much, but it's very much part of where we're living, Tina. We're living in the crosshairs of these conversations, and we're trying to make people talk to us about it. And then my favorite thing in the world is,
to know shit about fuck, you've got to give a fuck about shit.
Shit, let's go.
Said so matter-of-factly. If you want any of those stickers, let us know. Tina, you probably want a couple. So we'll get these made up.
All of them. I want all of them. I love stickers.
They're pretty rad.
I love stickers.
Oh, psh.
I want that one too, for sure. I want the biggest one of that one.
All right. Let's move on with the wokeness, because there's other things that we need to address. Are you, like I asked you when we first started this, are you woke? Are you feeling like you're awoke? And you feel more comfortable? Do you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I'm woke. I'm woke.
With someone
I know
calling
I'm not like
that?
I know, yeah. Even if someone says like, "Oh, you're woke," I'm like, "Yeah, okay." If someone has a negative connotation on it, like, are you?
You know, I watch a lot of lives.
Have a conversation about it. I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah, dude,
I watch a lot of lives.
I'm chilling, dude. Like, I'm chilling. I'm confident with myself and those wokeness thoughts and things. Like, are you good, bro? Like,
I watch a lot of lives and people come up and they're like, I'm so sick of this woke bullshit. And it's like, bro, you can't, like, let's talk about where woke crosses a line, Tina. How about that? Because I definitely I have my limitations, and woke ties into cancel culture quite a bit. Cancel culture, of course, social media accountability campaigns where the public or an activist group calls out public figures, companies, or institutions for perceived offensive behaviors, like Budweiser or Bud Light being in support of the gay community. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you really not going to drink Bud Light because they support the gay community? Because your beer has a rainbow on it, you're not going to drink it?
Well, yeah, and it's like, you know, that Bud Light can make like a Nebraska, or like for college football, for instance, like you could make like a Nebraska beer can. You can also make an Iowa foot can, or beer can, but like that, you know, it's like, dude, it's just like, you guys. It's silly to me. That's how basic people are, though. They sleep
Yeah.
in. They sleep in and sheep in, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of my problems with, if I do have a problem with woke, it's the ESGs. And I'll explain that. The ESGs are environmental social governance goals. And basically, that's language and terminology, modifying everyday language to make sure that it's not inclusive and non-offensive. I was in a feminist chat the other day, and a guy comes up and goes, "That's crazy. Your guys' take is crazy." And they kicked him out of the room. Not because he said that they were crazy. The problem was not that he thought that they were mentally incapable of whatever their issue was. Mm-hmm. They were offended that he used the word crazy because it could be triggering to people. It's an ableist term.
I do hear that. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Like, all right. And I'll be honest with you, when people are like, my pronouns are they, I don't
Yeah.
understand it. I'm not gonna call you something that you don't want to be called. I'll do my best to remember that. But it is taxing on the
I
brain
feel that.
to have to like be like, okay, that's presenting as a woman, but I have to like keep in mind, and people just don't think that way a lot of the times. They're like, I see a woman, I say woman, but a lot of people that are not comfortable with it, they'll do it on purpose. They say woman, they'll say, she, or shut up, ma'am. They'll do it on purpose, and that's what I have a problem with. Like, I understand if you're like, I don't remember that you identify as they. So when I address, I'm like, well, she said, they're always like, I'm not a she. And you're like, oh shit, I fucked that up.
I do,
so
yeah.
It's taxing and it's hard. So when you add on things like ableist statements, like I can't say crazy, that's too far. You're like, you don't.
I call these guys that all the time, but
yeah, like,
because they're crazy.
But it's triggering to someone with mental illness, and I'm like, dude, I understand that, but I can't. Like, there's no way that people can live that. Like,
yeah,
if you're forcing people to do that, it's I don't
totally
understand
hear that.
this.
Sometimes I think it's also like it could be a universal understanding of like knowing that people are like have had their experiences with whatever they are, whether it be she, him, they, however you identify, or also let's go, fantastic, my dude. However they identify, and even if you don't, while the word crazy may be triggering, it's also like sometimes people say words and it's not that it is supposed to be like a mean thing, and just to also like, but that like people also have to identify as well that everyone has their own like identifications of words and their definitions and what they mean to themselves and to others as well. So it's like, while I'll be like, dude, you're crazy, or I know sometimes I say things and it's like people are like, that was mean. I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not even trying to be pick on you. That's more of like actually like a positive thing in my brain, or like a joke. That was not intended to be a negative anything at all. I apologize. Also, I want us to be able to communicate with each other that where we're at with this conversation right now. And those are the opportunities that I think a lot of people miss. And so when it goes into like, I don't know, just woke, or just I don't know, just all of those, it's like, are we actually listening to each other? And sometimes it's not intended to be negative, or like sometimes those things aren't intended to be negative or bad things. It's what we have experienced throughout this life within this country, and what we're programmed to think and what we're programmed to do. Again, such as the like women's, men's, or red, blue, like there's a lot of different numbers, there's a lot of different genders, there's a lot of different colors. And I think that it's an opportunity to for people to be able to grow on that, and just roll with that, hopefully. If you do it, you do. If you don't, then I think you're missing out ultimately. But I don't know. That's silly to me.
Yeah. So I absolutely hear what you're saying. It's hard. Like, if somebody says something, you're just like, that's crazy. Like, that's not ableist to me. Like, yes, the term is ableist, but that's not you being ableist with that term, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah.
So And there's a group, and I love these women, and I love feminists. I don't think feminism is a problem. I think when you push things over the top, that's when they become problematic. Like one of their prompts was having children is selfish, and they're like,
Mhm.
which prompt do you disagree with? And like, obviously, men will come up there and be like, what's selfish about having children? But and see, I love these girls, and I want to keep in good standing with them, so I don't ever come up there and challenge them. But I honestly, I want to get on there one of these days and be like, hey, I met a
I'll hop on
girl.
with you. That sounds like fun.
I'm like, I met a
I
girl
think there is
my senior
toxic
year.
feminism for sure. Like
Yeah, I met a girl my senior year,
there
and
definitely is.
we were together for 2 weeks. The first time we had sex, my kid was conceived. How was I? How was how was me having this child selfish? How do you reconcile your claim that having children is selfish when my child was a complete accident? Uh,
Ooh. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, help me
uh,
with that.
uh, maybe it's an accident to them in their space, but don't even get me started on, do you know anything about the electric forest baby? Do you know anything about that?
Tell us, Tina. This is your
No.
time.
I don't even want no, I don't know. It's horrific. It's well, it's just it's really sad and I don't know all the details, but I will give just a gist of it. But electric forest, there's actually a few things, but would you have when you start or when you bring an amount that large amount of people together, things are going to happen. Um, a lot of very good things. Uh, there are also things that aren't great. Trying to figure out exactly how to say this, but a baby was found, newborn, not like a stillborn, anything like that, was found in a porta potty. Um, and so there's an investigation going on right now. And so like when you talk about like accidents and things like that, it's like I just really hope that people can understand. I've been kind of going through that this week, especially being like a new aunt, however anybody wants to say it. I don't really care. Holding that baby, I was like, dude, like, all right, what's up? Um, it clicked. It was a good like I was like, yep,
You know what I
you're a
love
thing.
about this
You're a thing.
dichotomy
Let's
here,
go.
Tina, is that you're dealing with the situation of a beginning life, and I was
Hmm.
dealing with the situation of an end of life situation.
Isn't that
And they're not
that
all
is
too
interesting?
dissimilar. They're not
Yeah,
all too dissimilar.
yeah, that's because it all I am more into like it just keeps going. There's certain uh whatever it is, it may not necessarily be like my balance or your balance, but there are balances that just happen like universally in life for different people and how all that happens. I think it's kind of like I've got like my, little yin and yang kittens over here. No children myself, but well, I've lost three. But anyway, um, just those kinds of things is interesting with the balance. I think that it just keeps going somehow. Like while there is death, there is also life. While there is darkness, there is light. Um, Anakin, I have the high ground. Uh, it's I can't believe you think that I'm not a Lord of the Rings person though. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Look, I know. Look, I
Either. Not that that was a Lord of
I'm
the Rings reference
okay.
by any
I'm
means,
fucked
but
up. Okay, I made a
that
mistake,
is crazy. That is crazy to me.
but I was like,
I will watch that. Reading it will put me to sleep, but yeah, watching it will also put me to sleep. And I'm like, I'm here for it.
no,
I'm obsessed with
I
all of it.
think.
Never
Have you
late
ever
nor
read?
early.
Have you ever read The Hobbit?
No, no, I tried, but I could not. I would like read and then just be like thinking about stuff and then be like, fuck, I didn't like actually register any of it. So I would have to go back. And that happened so many times to where I just like didn't. do
Okay,
it.
are you thinking Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? Because I did that with Lord of
The
the Rings.
Hobbit.
It's like
The
they're not
Hobbit.
even written by the same person. Like
Yes,
one is this
the
complex,
Hobbit.
sophisticated, like
I also tried Lord of the Rings. I can't do it. I've listened to them. Excuse me. I've listened to them, and even then, I'm just like, I'm a visual. Like I can hear things like musically, but as far as stories go, sometimes I'm like, my brain just like, I can't. I have to like or visually see it for a story to register in my brain
I
a
dig
lot of
it.
times.
I dig it.
So how was
Yeah,
your
fuck
Hobbit
books.
reading experience? So like, yeah, so we're so yeah,
Fuck books.
that's that's what I think. I'm reading a couple of different ones right now, but they're not the story kinds. They're different ones. The
So
story
you know
ones
what
kind of
Audible
lose me.
is? Do you know what Audible
Yes,
is?
I do.
So I
Yes.
have a
That
subscription to
app kind of
that
ticked
I
me off, actually.
keep wanting to cancel, but I now have 4 credits. I have no idea what to buy, but I can't cancel until I buy or get 4 credits worth of books. And I'm just like, I don't know
Well,
what to do. So I know it's going to be 5 here soon and I'm going to be charged another month, but I just want to get the books and cancel it. So people, tell me what I need to get.
yeah,
Tell me what I need to fucking get, because I
I
literally have
guess
4 credits on there.
I guess it just depends. If you're not, I don't know. It depends on what you like to read. I know people recommend things to me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read that. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I mean, I have all of them read by Andy Serkis, and like I don't need anything else. That's perfect. Um, did you see Supergirl by chance?
I have not.
Speaking of
No.
woke,
No, I have
fucking
not. I've
hated it,
been
dude.
kind
I
of.
hate it.
I tried a few different, like, I don't know. I feel like the spin-offs for like Marvel and Star Wars and all those, I'm just like, you guys, or even Game of Thrones and even Lord of the Rings. I'm just like, though I did get into shoot, what's the Lord of the Rings
Rings of
one?
power.
That one. Okay, that one's cool. I will admit it took me a minute to get into it, but I think you and I talked about this a little bit before. I think that's when like Game of Thrones season 8 came out. That's when Rise of the Skywalker came out. That's when the Breaking Bad, or not the shoot, whatever Jesse Pinkman. I don't know. There's just several series were just ticking me off and I'm like, I don't even want to watch anything anymore right now. But I did hop into it a couple of months ago and I do enjoy it.
I'm
It is fun.
I'm
I'm I'm
gonna
I'm here
out
for it
myself.
now.
I'm gonna out myself here. I've been watching reality TV on Netflix like an entire season at a time,
Which ones?
and I'm addicted to it, dude. All the
Which
competition
ones?
ones where they backstab each other, and
Yeah, let's go.
yeah,
They're
there's
so
one called The
fun.
Trust. There's one called The Trust, a game of greed, where they have 11
Okay.
people that all get to split $250,000 just by being there. 11 people, a
Just
split
by
evenly.
being
They're
there?
all winners going. They're all winners going there, and somehow they whittle it down to 5
Oh, what? So
over
just
like
by
a
being
week.
there, they split it. So what about the
Yeah,
winners? What does that
if
even mean?
everybody just shut the fuck up and minded their own business, they all walked away with an equal share. But
Oh,
they voted people off,
okay.
and it's like, dude, this is
That's
this
funny.
is
I
America.
kind of like
This
that.
is America. Yeah, I mean it's addicting. It was great.
Did you ever watch like Squid Games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you
Oh,
watch the
you have
reality one
to.
of that?
I have not watched that yet.
Okay.
I have you watched it? Is it great?
It's I'm a no spoilers kind of chick, so it's cute. I'll put it that way. It's like, but you guys aren't gonna actually die for real in the show or like on the show. And then I'm like, wait, but like you actually don't die in the show anyway because it's a show, as far as
Right.
I know. But I think I'd be down to do like a reality show. I think that'd be funny.
I
Actually
have
be funny.
every single
Beastie Boys book. Let's go.
music. I have every single music biography that you can have. I've got Flea, Anthony Kiedis, and the Red Hot
Alright.
Chili Peppers full one. Dave Grohl. I've got them all, and this is a great one.
All right.
Yes. Look, I wish I didn't have it because I would go immediately and get it, but I already have it. Yeah, I have Brian Wilson, I have John Fogerty. I mean, new, old. That's where I want my knowledge base to be, is in music and film. Film probably more so, but being a musician, definitely. Chuck, speaking of, see, you got a drum thrown. You got a drum thrown over your left shoulder.
Got some stuff. I got some stuff. I got some stuff over here. Is that what his name is now? I think I'd go into like a quantum theory books. I think is what I'd do. That's probably what I'd look into.
I did read recently,
just so I'm a little more like woke on that aspect.
A book called Christ Before Jesus. Christ Before Jesus.
So like what? But he wasn't even planned.
Okay,
or no, wait,
this,
he was.
this
but, like,
book
he wasn't.
demonstrates through stilometry and anachronisms that Paul or Jesus never even existed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
continue.
This guy's name is Jaron, and he goes on TikTok every weekday and debates Christians, theologists, scholars, Bible scholars, history scholars, and I've never seen him get stumped on one piece of evidence that Jesus existed. Everyone brings up the Shroud of Turin, and he just shreds that. No pun intended. But there are tons of anachronisms that I've learned about that. I think about this. If you want to talk about woke, wake up. The Bible is fake, you guys. Wake up.
Which version?
Think about this. Well, we'll say King James because that's what everybody reads.
I was a New International Version. Chick,
okay, let's go New International because it doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
It was the texts were written in the 2nd century. Jesus lived in the 1st century. So we're talking about a huge swath of time where none of his peers are speaking about him or writing about him. And you had all of this magic that existed in the world that just suddenly stopped and hasn't happened since. Now you can explain that away by saying, well, when Jesus went to heaven, all the magic on the world stopped. No, he wasn't responsible for.
It wasn't magic. It was miracles. Okay.
Fine. That's semantics, and you know it. You shit. But yeah, dude, like, come at me with like, tell me how you've seen an ocean part so people could get away from the bad guys. Tell me where you've seen that in the last 2,000 years.
An ocean where you can get away from bad guys?
Yeah, where you just get to the ocean and you're being chased by the bad guys and you're like, oh, and it just parts. And you go through the ocean and then it collapses on your bad guys.
I think, yeah, never.
All right, let's talk about David and Goliath.
That's the only one. Like, are you a lot? Like, it's like, you guys, we already did this story.
Yes, it comes from Greek mythology. The same story happens in Greek mythology, and same with, like, think about David and Goliath. It's not a true story. It's a story about how the little guy can beat the big guy. It's a metaphor.
Mm-hmm. What about like Samson?
Tell me the story of Samson.
Samson, where he's super duper strong and he's like growing out his hair and he's like the strongest, and then oh shoot, what was her name? I think it was like, was it like Elizabeth? I think it was Delilah. I'm pretty sure. Like cuts his hair off and then he's like not strong and he can't like do all the stuff and she like sabotages him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. How
I'd
about
have to
a
do I'd
virgin
have to do a
birth?
regroup on that. A
How
virgin
about a
birth?
virgin birth? The
Yeah.
midichlorians.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah. Right.
on.
I
Come
know.
on.
I hear that. The
How about
metachlorians. I kept
old
wanting to. I
Jonah?
wanted to mention that earlier, but then I kept saying, I like in my brain it was like Mandalorians, and I'm like, I know that's.
How about
mm,
old Jonah, who
Jonah.
lived in
Oh,
a
and the
whale?
whale. Yeah, I think it was probably just like, was it actually a whale? Was it actually, or let's see, was it actually a whale? Oh, he lives in the fish in
Or
the sea and
or
just swim around. Moses
or
and the
was
Ten
it
Commandments, or Noah and the freaking flood, like blah blah blah.
just a metaphor for when life, the place that you're living, feels like it's collapsing on you, or not suitable to life? You can still live and make it out. I don't have a problem with
Probably it.
the teachings of the
Probably.
Bible, unless you tell me that they're real, and you tell me that you believe the Earth is only 6,000 years old. What the fuck are
I
you
have
talking about?
people I know, or well, I
Wake up!
know I don't have people, but I know people that will go back and forth on those things where it's like, yeah, that happened, like, and
Prove
being
it.
raised on that, yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, so if you can believe that Noah, like Noah's Ark, and I've never been to like the whatchamacallit, it's like the
Mount
entire earth
Ararat.
was flooded and it rained forever, and I'm like, okay, great, 40 days for just whatever. And then you are so stinking cute. And then it's like, let's save all the animals and then basically just like our kids, and that's it. But not the humans, not the rest of the humans. And I don't know exactly how many were there at the time. And so we're going to flood the earth, and then we're going to send a dove out, and it's going to go, and it brought back a little boop, a little leaf. And it's like, oh my gosh, there is land. And then that's when we knew that we were okay. It's like, what okay. And then you just let all the animals off of your ark, and you go and you hang out with your family, and then you continue the pop, yep, like, that doesn't make any sense. I did get into an argument with my parents one time because they're like, you can't be agnostic. Like, you have to believe in this. And I'm like, no, like, I do not believe that these are actual things. I don't believe that they're real. If they are stories or metaphors or whatever, like, fine. But I've had the Bible shoved down my throat enough throughout my existence in life to be like, it just, I might just kind of choke on it, actually. It's just not vibing with me. They're like, well, you have to, like, no. And your beliefs are your beliefs, your metaphors. And if they are metaphors, okay. If they are stories, like, there are other ones that are probably more fun than those. It doesn't sound like God's actually that cool,
I mean,
ultimately.
just thinking
Like,
about
it's
the
just
Old Testament
like
versus the New
weird.
Testament. Like Old Testament versus New Testament is like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It's like
Good morning. Are you woke?
not the same.
I love that
It's the
he's been
same
napping this
story.
whole time.
I know, he's like, fucking leave me alone, dude.
He's
I'm
just been
blending in
napping
with the
this whole
shirt.
time. And you just been
I'm blending in
sleeping
with
this
the
whole
shirt.
time.
I
You're not
want
supposed to
that.
get a black. You're not supposed to get a black cat, right?
I want that.
Apparently, not supposed to get a black cat. Oh, yeah, no, it's good. Makes me giggle. I love that you've been sleeping this whole time. Are you woke? Yeah. Good morning.
Oh, I see what you did there. The other cat's still asleep.
Silly. It's silly, dude. I'm telling you. They're conspiring. I thought they'd be running around, but no. They're like, nope, mom gets the iPad for a little bit for now.
All right, so let's close out the woke conversation with a couple of things. We already talked
Okay.
about gender and sexuality, advocacy for transgender rights, gender neutral spaces like bathrooms, and how It's not trans people that are creeping on you, it's creepy people that are creeping on you. I feel like we
100%.
can put
Yep.
that one to bed. We can put that one to
Absolutely.
bed. Come at me if you disagree because you're just wrong. And the reason that you're wrong is because of your own bias.
Yep.
The information that's been propagandized into your head to fear trans people, so much so that you think that their sole purpose for being trans is to peek at you in the bathroom. And let me ask you
Yeah.
this, folks. Since we're a logic based show, do you want to live in a world where you get your gender checked at the door of the bathroom?
It's not their
Who's
agenda.
gonna who's gonna enforce that? And that point, you're not even just infringing on the rights of the transgender people. You're infringing on the rights of every person. And we can all agree that that's not a place we want to be. So please, leave trans people alone. They're not hurting you. They're less than 1% of the population. They're going to be brought up in the elections coming up, both in November and again in 2 years in 2028's presidential election. But we're literally talking about less than 1% of the population. Tina, do you know how many transgender athletes there are out of the tens of thousands in the NCAA? Do you know how
Not
many
enough.
registered? There are 16
That's it.
in the
Oh, and
entire
that, and people are
NCAA.
freaking out about
Men's.
that. Oh my gosh.
And some people, when you say, why do you still support Donald Trump? They say, because trans women in sports. And you're like, you're willing to look at everything else that's happening here with this fucking guy. And you're focusing on something that you've never seen, you've never had happen to you, or maybe you have. Maybe every couple third 3,000th person has interacted with one in sports. But you're really going to let 16 individuals give you bad policy for everyone else. And you're going to let millions of kids lose their SNAP benefits from the big, beautiful bill. You're going to let millions of Americans die because they're losing their health care because you can't handle 16 fucking trans athletes in the NCAA. Who the fuck are you, man? Get
It's not
over
fair.
yourself.
It's not fair. What if you competed against a blah blah, like whatever. Like, just, I don't know. As a former athlete, for sure. Like, I preferred to play with the guys. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'll
thought it
say
was more
this and I'll give you
challenging
the
and more
closing.
fun.
I want to say this point and then I'll give you the closing argument on trans in sports. How about that?
All right, let's
Here's
roll.
the deal. Transgender people in sports is not a government issue. It should be the leagues that decide, not the government. So please, please, please keep it to the leagues. The leagues are the ones that make the rules for their sports. What's a
Hmm.
foul? What isn't a foul? Who can play? I mean, the president of the United States doesn't determine what's a fucking foul in the NBA. Why does he get to determine who plays in the NBA? Let the leagues figure it out. You're okay
Hmm.
sending abortion rights to the states, which is a terrible idea, but you won't allow the leagues to rule on their own gender policies. Shut the fuck up. Come at me with an
Yeah.
argument against what I'm saying, not just one that's filled with hate and rage bait. Tina, final word on trans and sports, and then we'll move on to the last couple parts.
Gosh, I don't necessarily have an argument. I just think everyone should be allowed to play. And whether you identify as a woman or man or anything in between or even outside of all of that, like, just let the people fucking play. That's it. Whether it be sports or life, just let it roll, let it go. And I think that that's beautiful. I think it's cool. And it's frustrating for me personally to see people again say that there's a one, two, or red, blue, like, just there's the mm,
Yeah.
there's a lot of different numbers, there's a lot of different colors. I think that there's a lot of different options, and I really hope that people can be more accepting and more open-minded about those options, and learn, and that's exciting if people are able to do that. I really hope that people start to do that and wake the F up.
Um, great way to end it there. So let's move on to this is one that I wanted to bring up. You're aware of the Confederate flag, right? And
Yes.
what it means to a lot of people that don't see it as racist, but for others, it reminds them of a time where they were slaughtered or hung, beaten, enslaved by other people. So it's not offensive to some, is offensive to others, right? And so being woke on this situation would mean you're white, you're from the South, you realize that the flag that you're bearing hurts other people, and you either care about it or you don't. If you don't care about it, you're sleeping. If you figure it out and you're like, you know what, I don't really need this, I can let it go. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think
Well,
it's
and just
whatever,
for
like,
historical reckoning, go ahead.
I guess whenever I do see people that fly that flag, I'm like, that's not a person that I know that I'm gonna have any kind of intellectual kind of conversation or interaction with,
So
like,
you equate it with
off
ignorance
the bat. Correct.
or lack of education,
Correct. It's like, and I'm like, why? It's like
low
because
IQ.
and it goes back to it goes back to racism and things like that. And it's like, oh, because this is just that. I'm like, like you don't understand how the country and how the world is evolving as humanity. And so for someone to keep it back in that space is just, I'm like, so we're living back there, huh? Okay. Like, I'll listen to you, don't get me wrong, but I know that it's not going to go anywhere. Like, I just know that it's not the conversation, and there's nothing, it's not going to go anywhere generally. It's almost like just a wall. Whenever I see that flag, it seems like a wall to me for any
Yeah.
kind of growth
So
with communication.
historical reckoning, like basically, let's reevaluate American history, including movements to remove historical monuments and debates over teaching slavery legacy in schools. You can't just, pardon the pun, whitewash American history so that it looks favorable. And this ties into the next one that I want to bring up, which is the systematic inequality. And that, of course, is the belief that structural barriers are embedded in institutions that cause racial and gender disparities rather than individual failures. And what I think I see here that I'd like for you to comment on is uh, in this country, women have not always had the right to vote. Black people have not always had the right to vote. And I think that so many people think that we're equal just because at some point you were given the ability to vote. Therefore, you have the same rights as us. Wash our hands of anything else. No other discussion needs to be had. And I just, if you want to comment on that, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Sounds like a cop out.
Well, it is a cop out for sure. You don't get rid of systematic problems just by saying, well, let's give them this, and then they have to shut up. Because
I feel that.
all right, I don't know what this.
I
don't know that bringing this commenter into the fold is a great idea, but I'm not opposed to it. Women didn't want the right. You're not a woman. You
Todd,
have
don't
no
make
idea. You
me
can't
do
speak.
it. Don't make me do it,
Can't speak.
Todd. Please don't make me
Can't
do
really
it. Man,
speak for
please
them.
don't make me do it.
He did correct
Please don't.
right. He
Please don't
corrected
make me do
the
it.
spelling.
Did he?
So
Good
let's give
job.
him
Good
that. Let's
job.
give him that. He found
All
his
right.
own.
All right.
I do agree that women are smarter. I don't, but I often hear people debating. I just think about girls in like school. Like in school, the girls definitely cared more about academics. The boys cared more about sports. I mean, in general, it wasn't like 100% across the board, right?
Yeah. Again, my
But
class was very
typically,
small.
yeah. I mean, not a great sample size, but I bet of the 600 that graduated in your senior class, a lot of
Yeah.
the ones at the top were probably mixed, but there's probably more girls than boys at the top. It's just a thing. I may be wrong. Take me to task on it if I am.
Yeah, my
But
best friend, she's brilliant. Some of my best friends were just absolutely brilliant. The gals that I was besties with, absolutely brilliant. They're up there. I don't know. Guys are just they're just a different breed. But that's just my experience, at least with high school. But yeah,
I mean,
I
it
was
takes
friends with the
both of us.
I was friends with the smart ones. I'll just put it that way.
It takes both of us to get the world going. And let's end on this. The genders. Do we agree that there are two genders? Is that something we agree on?
I think that there are at least two genders.
All right. And I'll say biologically you're born male or female. That's where I stand on that.
What about
Now,
psychologically?
can there be
and internally?
Well,
other than
I don't want to say psychologically because then you open it to the interpretation that it could be a mental illness. And there are no studies that show that. If you have one that's peer
I
reviewed,
think it could be psychological without being an illness. That's just
okay. No, that's
just in
great.
your brain.
I just want to stay. I want to state
lanes.
my facts clear that I do not believe that it is a mental illness, and there is no science
Yes.
that is universally agreed upon that
I
determines
hear you.
that there is a gay or trans gene. Like when you look at my DNA or a gay person, you're not gonna be like, this guy was gay. This guy was gay, and I can see it right here. It's not there. So, no, I think that is not true either. No one thinks they are a cat. They identify as a cat and they behave as a cat. That's not thinking that you're a cat. No one does that. That's absurd.
That's thrown me over to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with what's her name.
Right.
But that would, she was fun.
So I think one of the arguments that
You
people have and they don't understand is that yes, you're born male or female, but there could be anomalies in those scenarios in which at some point you're like, I have the parts of a man, but I've always been I know that I'm a woman, right? Mm-hmm. At which point you start presenting yourself socially as a woman. That doesn't mean that you're biologically changing magically. And people get so miraculous. They say, what's a woman? And I'm like, a woman is a social construct. It's what you appear as in public. All right. If you say I'm a female, then you're going to need to show me the anatomy to prove that. Right. But I think people are just so disturbed by anybody that's different and things that they don't understand. And again, it's been weaponized against all of us to believe that people are not what they present themselves to be. And it's like, what if they change their mind? What if they change their mind? What if
who cares?
You got married and then you got divorced.
That's right.
People change their mind. People change their mind.
That's right.
Fine. Look.
Happily.
You're wrong here. Because you're conflating two different things. Chromosomes determine male, female, not man, woman. No one is born a man and no one is born a woman. You grow into these things. That's what the woke community needs you to understand. No one and they'll die on this hill, Todd. They will die on this hill and they won't even
Die
make
on it and
concessions that
live
I'll
on it
make
too.
here. They won't even make concessions that I'll make here. And that is chromosomes determine male, female. They don't determine what you grow up to be. Okay? They don't determine man, woman. What determines man, woman is what you present yourself as based on how you are or how you feel or whatever it is. It's weird logic. It really is, but it makes sense if you think about it. And like a lot of people, they just don't want to bother with it because it's a pain in the ass. I'll agree. It's a pain in the ass to deal with
Yeah,
pronouns.
they gotta KISS that stuff. They gotta keep it simple, just so that
But
because
I'm going to say it one more time, and this is just so we have the clarity here. Chromosomes determine male, female. No one is born man. No one is born woman. Those are things that you grow into. You grow into a man. You become a woman. Now, if you're born a male, and when you hit around puberty, and some people know before this that they're not that, they can begin to either transition their body to match what their brain is, or they can present themselves that way without making the physical change. It's not crazy. It's not crazy.
that is crazy talk. That is not crazy talk.
Like
I think
your inability to
Todd,
either not understand this.
sweetheart. Oh baby.
Oh, here we go.
You're too
Make your
trapped.
argument.
You're just beep, beep.
Make
Yes,
your argument.
boy to
You
boy
sound
or a girl,
stupid.
turn into man or a woman. Yes. Also, you could be both if you wanted to. You could do like that's what's really cool about people in existence is that you can be whatever it is that you want to be. And if people are offended by that, then it's like, what's your problem, dude? Like,
Well, and some
really?
people are born both.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And who makes that choice and
It's
when?
like it's just silly to me. It's okay, Todd. It's gonna be okay. My God, it's gonna be okay. Or girl, or they, or whatever you prefer,
Well,
or choose to
let's
ever
address
be
this one.
referred
No
to.
wonder this planet is messed up.
Hmm.
The planet is messed up
I think
because
there's a lot of other reasons, and it's not because of
anytime
that at all.
anytime an anomaly anytime an anomaly like this is presented to you and you can't understand it with your pea fucking brain,
Oh
you're
my
going to feel like the
goodness.
planet is messed up. It's just you that doesn't want to accept that there are
That's
anomalies
silly.
in the
That's
planet. It's
silly.
silly.
Oh
It's
my
silly.
goodness.
And I'm sorry that I resulted to petty insults, but honestly, like how small is your mind
God,
when
it's
you
gonna be
when you
okay,
encounter an
my
anomaly and you're like,
person.
it's too weird for the planet. I don't understand.
Well, and it's like I wonder sometimes how, like, when people talk, like speak like this, it's like,
I
how has it actually like affected you? Like, it was I'm gonna tie it back to that comment, the agenda, and it's like it's a gender or agenda, like but whatever you want, don't deny science. I'm happy you want to be whatever you want. Okay, that's cool.
tell me where I'm
Like,
denying science. You show me science that
what's
indicates that
cool,
it's a mental illness
dude, what's
as
cool about
opposed to
science is that you can transition, like, and you're able, and like that's what science is also able to do as well. Like, I think that's cool. Like,
you show
whoever you
me
are, be who
you
you
show
are.
me a
That's
piece
what's
of
cool about it.
science that is agreed upon that says that this is a mental illness as opposed to a biological anomaly, and then I'll accept this statement as fact. But I'm not denying science. You're denying science because of your fear or your bigotry or whatever it is, your ignorance. I'm not meaning these things to insult you, But when you come across an anomaly on this planet and you literally say, no wonder this planet is messed up, you're the one that has the problem, not the
I think it's
anomaly.
I think it's encouraging science, actually.
Yeah.
So
Well, wow, Tina, it's been 2 hours. Guys, like and subscribe. Thank you for commenting. I mean, even if your comments were up like just jackassery, I appreciate them. It's great to have these discussions. I'll be better about like calling people pea brains and shit like that because that's not cool. It's not who I want to be. But I get really frustrated when people think that they have you had nothing. You brought nothing to this discussion other than perfect example of ignorance, bigotry, and fear. And I'm not meaning that to call you names. I'm saying that's exactly what all of your posts basically indicated. Starting with women didn't want the right to vote. What the fuck, dude?
yeah, that was before my time. I do want to know what people have to say. Like I do want to hear people. I
Yeah,
do want to hear. I do want to understand. Sometimes you're just like wrong.
100%.
Though I do want to hear what people have to say. And yeah, I women didn't want to vote because they're smarter. Didn't even make any sense. um, I just yeah, I want to hear what people have to say. I enjoy these conversations. I am an open book with a lot of these, just all of the topics really. Um, but man, I just wish that people could be more accepting and be open to learning about all of that and just be cool because there's no and Todd, that's absolutely why the world is not messed up. I want to make that very clear. I absolutely need to get that out just because there's several different genders and all of that. It's okay. That's not why the world is messed up. It's I just it's gonna be okay. Whether you want it that type of way or not.
Yeah, dude, dismissing
My
anomalies
goodness.
because you're scared of them is not productive. Tina, you're amazing.
You're
Uh,
marvelous.
oh, hey, that works. And
I like
I,
that
I
one.
apologize that
Yeah.
I apologize that I kept the show off the air for a couple weeks dealing with family issues. But I literally did not have a place to set up when I was in Florida. I thought things were going to be different, so I had taken everything with me, but I literally ended up sitting in a room for 12 days. I sat
That's okay.
on a bed in a room for 12 days watching Netflix, fucking, and then sometimes trading off watching my grandpa at night so that people could sleep. And
I feel you. No
he's
apologies,
still
man.
kicking. He's still
I'm good.
alive.
I'm yeah. I'm glad you're good. That's what matters.
I'm good. Got some good things coming up. Got a lot to look forward to. And I'll tell you this, Tina.
That's what's up.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever had a bout with depression, but I've
So
managed to avoid.
just some of the bouts, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've managed to
We're not
avoid major
strangers.
bouts of depression by always having things to look forward to. Always look forward to things because if you are looking forward to things, you can focus on those things rather than the things that are going to depress you. Like when I got Bell's palsy, it's still affecting me here.
That's
Over
awful.
a
Yeah,
year.
Bell's palsy. I've never had it, but I've had a few different, like my mom had it. My
Yeah, like
my
over a year
first
later,
ex-husband
it's
had it.
still affecting me.
It's awful. I'm
I'm
so sorry.
self-conscious about
That's
it a
tough.
little bit,
Yeah.
and
Well, you
but
look
it would be really
wonderful.
easy.
You look great.
Well, it would be really easy as a singer to be like depressed about it, or like a podcaster, somebody that's like face forward. Um, but I have things that I look forward to, and so,
Absolutely.
it could be as simple as the show every week. It could be as simple as going to Brazil in November.
That's
Good
what's up.
things are happening for all of us. Good things will happen for you also. If not you, but you, the editorial you, the universal you, if you just like and subscribe to this show and share it with people. Well, we're done, but thank you. No, this is exactly what kind of discourse we need to have. Yeah, I appreciate you being willing to listen, even if you don't end up agreeing. Big time hearts for the willingness. Oh yeah, we can actually do that. Did you see that?
I just
Are you
really want to apologize for my cats napping the entire time.
why? They don't
Because
give a shit.
it's are you woke and they're just sleeping.
True, they are the antithesis of the subject.
I think
Well,
it's
Tina,
silly.
we cleaned that one up pretty good, so let's get rid of it. What's our
Alright.
topic next week? Here we're 5 minutes over.
Yeah, what do we want to do? I don't know.
I may be in
Oh.
Omaha next week, but
Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go together. Let's do this together.
that would be
That'd be
fucking
exciting.
fun, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
That would be fucking fun.
I'm excited. I'll invite you to my
Um,
studio.
Yes, maybe we can have a guest. I don't know. We got to figure all that out because the way the artwork is, and would they be in this little box down here? Would we? I don't know. It's a whole thing. We
I
definitely
don't know how
want
it
the
all works,
comments.
but
So keep the
you know I'm down
comments
to
up.
you know I'm
Like,
down to clown. Let's
subscribe,
go.
share. Lock 22. Feel free to comment on the clips afterwards too. Yeah. Hopefully, and you give us a topic because right now it's probably going to be shit. I don't know.
I don't know. We didn't
God, I
even
can't
do
even
the
think
one
of.
that we decided on last time. So like, I don't know. It's up in the air, and that's okay.
It's true. We could do what is
I'm sure.
socialism part 2
Socialism part 2.
because
We
we
were gonna
didn't
do
even come
healthcare.
close.
We were gonna do healthcare. We were gonna talk.
Yeah,
We were gonna hop on
we
that
didn't
one.
even come close to hitting everything on socialism.
That's
So,
okay. It'd be like that sometimes. It's okay.
all right, Tina, much love to you. I'm going to give you the last word.
All right. Let's see. What is it? What is woke? I don't know. Nighty night, you guys. Sheeples.
Nighty night, motherfuckers.
Nighty night. Good night, moon.
Good night, star.
Good night, Starman.
I almost said sun, but that would have been weird.
Moonbeam.
All right,
Sun? No,
amazing
I'm your daddy. I'm daddy, bro. Like, let's go.
Oh, you know what that? Here, listen.
Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill. Daddy,
I
chill.
know what it is. Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
I think when we start doing those, it's a wrap, folks. We'll see you next time. Much love.
Toodles on the pit, my friends. Night night. I love it. It's super silly.